Captain Turnoff. I said, what's a Captain Turnoff? He said, big fat ugly one with a moustache, she'll tell you. People say to me, out the roads, you must get a lot of respect. Out the roads, there must be a lot of women. And out the roads, there must be lots of money. I must be on the wrong road. I've got a claim to fame. It's not a big boast, but it's a claim to fame. I snogged Emma Thompson. Thanks, mate. I snogged Emma Thompson. We was at the BBC, we was doing a thing there, it was in the green room afterwards, and we had a few drinks, and I went up to my mate Boo, who was on a catering truck, and I said to him, I just snogged Emma Thompson. Wake up. I said, I just snogged Emma Thompson. He said, right, go down to the greengrocers, get 5 lemons, squeeze the juice, drink it. I want you to rub salt on your lips and gargle with vinegar. I said, what's she got? He said, nothing, but it'll take that ridiculous grin off your face. Hey! A couple of jokes. There's in the jungle, there's a lion down by the waterhole. Now, I've got to tell this joke very carefully because my mum's in the audience and I don't think she's fallen asleep yet. So.
Wait, no, I haven't. Wake up! I'm awake.
The monkey has not seen Mrs. Monkey for a long while. Yeah? You're all with me on this one? Yeah. Hasn't seen Mrs. Monkey for a long while. That's 5 of it. He wants to have his wicked way. So he waits till the lion's drinking at the waterhole and the monkey goes over and has his wicked way. And he runs away and he knows the lion's going to chase him. And the lion chases him. And the lion is 9 seconds behind. He's 8 seconds behind. He's 7 seconds behind. And the monkey thinks, I've got to do something because he's gaining. In a minute he's going to catch up with me. I've got to think clever. So he runs into this clearing and there's a man on a deck chair with a pith helmet and a newspaper. The man gets up, sees this lion in the distance, pith helmet goes that way, newspaper goes that way, deck chair goes on the floor, man goes that way. Monkey quickly picks up the deck chair, pulls up the newspaper, grabs the pith helmet, pulls the paper up over his face, and the lion comes in the clearing and he went, has anyone seen the monkey? And I did it. What, the one that made love to the lion by the waterhole? He went, is that in the papers already? There's an elderly lady, husband dies, and she's lonely, but she doesn't want a pet, she doesn't want a goldfish, doesn't want a dog, doesn't want a cat. So she goes to a tropical pet shop, and she buys 2 small monkeys. She has them for about 3 years, and they die within 2-3 weeks of each other, the monkeys. So she takes them to the taxidermist, and she says to the taxidermist, this is certainly not, do you want to mount it? She would certainly not hold your hands, it's fine. 3 brothers, 2 of them are treated better than the 3rd, and the parents buy the 2 a horse each. So that night, they're in the stables, they've groomed them. He said, how are we going to tell the difference in the horses? He said, I'll trim the mane on my one. That's a good idea. So they go back and tell their parents that the brother hears them, goes down that night and shaves the other one's mane. So next day, they're in there. What are we going to do? He said, I'll trim the tail on my one. That's a good idea. Goes back home, tells his parents. Brother goes down there, trims the tail on the other one. On the 3rd day they're down there and he said, what are you going to do? How are we going to... He said, you have the black one, I'll have the white one. I was here early, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you're down in front, there was a donkey thing, £5. Right, the donkey down the end of the beach. £5. I said to him, I said, there's £5, so it's a bit expensive. I said, I've got to get a limo down there and get a bottle of champagne thrown in. So I gave him £5, he went, go on. So I said, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Nothing. Giddy up, giddy. I said, it's not moving. He went, you've got to tip his bum. I said, what? He said, you've got to tip his bum. You've got to go, under his bum, you've got to go, I said, I've just paid you £5. You go, so he went, the donkey went, straight down the end of the beach. I said, you better tip on my bum now, I've got to go and get it. In the First World War, there was a blue liquid. It was a sort of like a, it which for its time was advanced on for wounds. It basically was mostly self-healing, and we don't hear a lot about it. But there was a story around it. There was a brigadier, and he wanted to cheer the men up. And he went down to the trenches, and he went into the infirmary, and he went up to the first bed, and there's this guy laying there like that, and he's wounded there. If my mum's still awake, wounded there. And he said to her, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" She said, "Shrapnel, sir. Walking along, shrapnel, grenade went off, down." Oh, he said, "What'd you do to cure that?" He said, "See that blue liquid there on the shelf?" So he said, "Yes, yes." Well, he said, "We get a toothbrush." He said, "And we took the blue liquid and we go, you know." He said, "And then in a couple of days, the metal works its way to the surface, falls out, and so aids the healing process." That's good, very good. Have you any ambitions? Oh, to get back to the front line and fight the deadly Bosch. Oh, good, well done. Goes to the next bed. This guy's got his bum in the air. She said, "What's wrong with you?" "Same thing, actually, sir. Funny as you said. I was walking away. Same bomb. But it's, you know, there." So he said, "Well, what'd you do?" "What did they?" "Same blue liquid and the brush." He said, "You know, and all the metal falls out, and so aids the healing process." So he said to the next one, he said, "What's wrong with you?" He was like, "I've got a gum boil." "What?" "I've got a gum boil." There. I said, "Oh, that must be painful. What do you do?" "It's the same blue liquid, same brush." "Oh, have you any ambitions?" "To get the brush before them too." There's two guys in a morgue, morticians, and they can't. Oh, I've got to do this again. I've got to sign names. They can't close the lid of the coffin because